So here we are at Earl Hill Studios. We're about to undertake our next project. I've got a big old end grain, was an outdoor barbecue setting, so it's quite weathered. She's got some designs that she showed me, and I'll point that out in the next frame. So that allows it, because it's coming inside to be a lounge room coffee table, we do have to soften up some of the edges, and it's not so much outdoorsy. So that's a bit of a challenge. Lots of cracks, as I say, there's lots of fill to do, so we're going to have to resin fill some of these cracks just to secure them as well and maintain them. It's quite seasoned, quite dry, so that shouldn't be an issue. So dual axis slab milling machine. I've had to widen it up a bit because it's normally like a 900 or 1200, so this is quite a big piece. So yes, we'll have to get the slabbing underway. That should take some time and effort, so we'll be on that most of the day, I think, by the time we do that, and flip it over, and then we'll start establishing what we've got to complete the job and soften it up and make it presentable. So that's it for now. So just following on from the introduction there, just want to step through the processes that we're going to be using to complete or go through the whole process. So just step that out for you so everyone can have a look and understand just how tedious this can be. So first of all, we've actually gone ahead and flattened the bottom. We've had the big router out. The flattened the top, I should say, that's underneath there. It's just made a start on the top here. It's actually quite thick. I'm trying to reduce that a bit, and I'll go into a bit more detail, but we'll sort of take some fairly big chunks off there just to get it down a bit. What we'll do then is we'll flip it back over. I want to clean up all these edges here. They're actually quite, as explained, it's a bit of an outdoorsy table right now, as it started out life. So we're bringing it inside, and the owner's keen to soften it up a bit, so I'm going to smooth all that out, all the rough edges there, as well as, and you might be able to see on the front there, I've already started a process of just rounding over, cleaning up and cutting off those edges completely. So certain sections will be a bit softer, and that's by design. That's the inspiration that the owner's given me. So we'll have a look at that. We've also got to clean up this big hole here. So as I explained earlier, that's I'm not sure what was in there. Looks like might have been where the pole came through the middle for the outdoor setting. But I'm going to round that out, make a nice round even hole there. And we might be able to put a pot plant in there, who knows, something or other. But that'll just clean it up against, once again, it's coming inside. So make that up, soften that up a bit, put a nice round edge on it. So after that, of course, we've got all the gnarly bits and pieces here, all the gnarly sort of, it's almost a burl. I'd say the tree has actually been the bough, a bough come out. There's quite a bit of stress fractures all the way through there. So they're all going to have to be filled up. Have a nice clean coffee table effect. You don't want food stuff sticking in any of those holes. Breadcrumbs, all the likes, you'll never get them out. So we're going to clean all that and fill all those. That's once again, it's coming inside, so it's got to be a little bit more amenable. So once we get through that process of filling all these holes, and that's quite a process, day to day, day by day, it's just filling extra bits, and then you find some more, flip it back over, you find some more. So yeah, quite the process, that one, with the resin fill, and using another cup, a new heat gun fill as well. So we'll have a look at that. And I think what my clients asked for is a clear coat finish. I think it's going to come up quite red, and once you put that finish on, it'll probably darken up a little bit. So yeah, so that's pretty much the process. The legs have been ordered; they're on the way. They're black metal legs, which our client has has had a good look at and gone ahead and ordered, and they'll be delivered to me in the next few days, I would think. So there we are, that's the process. In the meantime, we'll probably get on with it. I'll get things underway. Just trying to get it a bit thinner, a little less smaller profile, and we're going to hog that away with the big old planer, which haven't had out for a little while. But ideal way, rather than making a hell of a mess with the planer, which is very dusty and dirty, gets up your nose and in all over the house. So we're just going to hog this out with the planer as such. The red line on there, that's my laser level pointing at where we are with level, and it's absolutely laser flat. So couldn't be happier with that. Really, really nice. Laser flat. That's just the way I like it. So moving on from here, just set up the grinder bits, the wood carving grinder bits. These are a bit cheap and cheerful. I've got them off online on Amazon, I think, or Temu or something like that. I just sort of wanted to give them a bit of a crack. So what we'll do is turn this. We'll keep turning this and just grind away at the edges there, a bit like this. So that's a very, very basic methodology. There's probably an hour or so in cleaning all that up. I've got the different sizes, and so get into the little nooks and crannies. We've got little burr balls as well. They'll just get into the fine bits here. A lot of people like the live edge to stay as it is. Personally, once again, as I've said on a few occasions now, I want to soften all this up so it's a nice, easy to clean on a Saturday morning when you're up and doing the dusting out in the lounge room. It's coming indoors. It's not an outdoor piece of furniture anymore. So that's how it's going to be. Just soften it up a little bit. I thought I'd give you a little bit of a look at this new wood repair kit. It's a German thing. I got it from locally in Australia. Now they're making. I got this one from Hammeroo. Kids bought it for me for Christmas. So rather than masking all this up, I'm going to just step you through how we go about using this knot filler. It's proving pretty good. I did quite a bit yesterday, and then we just clean it off with a little blade here. So yeah, let's just fill all these up. Some of the bigger holes I'll mask up because they're just too big, but really I just want to save the resin from pouring through. So we'll give it a good workout and see how we go. So just give it a bit of a squeeze here. As you can see, just pours out like that. And just get your little filler there, little knot there. The only reason I really want to fill them up, this is the underneath, is I don't want the pour of resin on the top of the table at any chance to pour through and lose it all. So there we go. So I'll be here for quite a while today to patch all those little holes, make them good, fill them up. Some of the bigger ones, as you can see here, I've talked about before, we'll mask those over and give them a bit of a look at there. So that's all good. And just clean those, clean all this up so we can get a nice even surface for when we roll it over. Flip it over and put the resin in the top side. This is the bottom. Pretty happy with how all that looks. It's probably need to leave it a couple of days just to let it go nice and hard. But it's certainly ready to pour on top of. But before we sand it, we just got to clean all these up. So yeah, it looks pretty good actually. Right, we're filming, so.
Oh, right. Okay, well, you're going to dub it.
We've got my old mate up here from next door. He probably tries and dodges my phone calls every time this happens, but really just want to flip this over. So here we go. Ugh. You got it, John?
I've got it.
Okay. Let it bring it down. Nice and easy. Already got. Okay, so with the table flipped over now, you can see there's that big gap there, big notch here. These are where we masked up underneath. Everything that's got got cracks all the way through it. So hopefully we've got enough mask. We've masked up enough there with the wood repair kit and the masking tape to keep all this in. So what we have to do is keep an eye up underneath as we go, and make sure nothing's leaking out. I'm just masked up here. I'm quite allergic to this stuff, so not everyone is. Only about 99% of the population isn't. I'm the 1% that is. So it's just not sure what it is, but I tend to blow up with it. So I use my mask, and I'll dab over the rest when we get down to editing work. So here we are. We've poured the resin, as you can see. Looks pretty hideous. You're probably all thinking, well, what the hell have you done? But that's to be expected. We're going to shave all that off just to find out where we're at. In the meantime, we'll just have a closer look. So the idea was to mask up underneath, like we did with the polymer and the masking tape. So we had a little bit of leakage here and there, which I'll show you, but apart from that, not too bad. We've got a little bit of. It's amazing just how much it soaks up into the grain and also into invisible little holes, borer holes and what have you inside the timber. So there we are, just that first couple of cuts. I'll take that back to bare timber. Just need to find out where there's more and more cracks again. I'll have to do another coat. So there we are. We're getting there. We know that we pre-filled all of these to get the resin fill in. This is the bottom of the table. But I just wanted to show you just the amount of detail we go into to fill these little cracks and voids. And then we get our big Rotex tool. It's a Festool Rotex. Great machine. Love it. And yeah, we just... It's got a nice little setting here for the really aggressive approach, and then we go to flick that over to more of a sanding approach. So just to get these lumps and bumps off to start with, we certainly get the aggressive mode going. What we've done, we've filled that big void, and then there's all these little cracks and crevices and grooves and from the burl, from the original burl where it's been stressed. I'd like to fill them all up. This is the bottom, so it's not so critical. But just to show you what we've been up to, we just go and try and fill all those little cracks and voids. Just saves any moisture and what have you getting in. Patch-ups with the cracks and voids on the side here. Just braced it up here so we can get down vertically and fill those little cracks and voids. So it's a little bit of 5-minute epoxy, which doesn't take long, 5 minutes. And yeah, then we can just move it around until we get it all done, and then we'll bounce it back up on the table here to complete the top. In the workshop, we're continuing some work on the big coffee table burl. Now we talked about softening up the edges here in an earlier piece, so and we had a bit of an inspirational shot there, which we might just include again. So to achieve this, I've made up several kind of templates that we'll use to route around. The first one is the bigger edge there, so that will sit on there. We'll draw a line on that, and first up we'll just take it off with the with the jigsaw. And then following on from that, I'll give you a close-up look in a minute, but we've got a little router bit in there with a ball bearing joint above the blade. So then we can just connect that in there and get a nice smooth edge as we go around. So that's the plan for today. We've got 2 or 3 different templates for the different angles and different sort of different parts of the table that we want to soften up. It's only 2 or 3 pieces and then the rest of it will still be the live edge, which will give it a little bit softer look. And we've still got a little bit more to take off the top here, just to level that off, fill up a few more holes in the top of the bottom's finished now, so that we'll fill up do some more work on the top. So that's where we're at with the job today. And okay, so now we've used our template to make that nice clean cut there. We now use the bigger router bit, of course, the ball bearing router bit, and that will just hide in on that line and take the rest of the material off. We might have to go down a couple of times, but that's the plan. So here we are. We've got making good progress actually. Had a little bit of time out just during the week, but we've got the bottom of this table just all but complete. Give it a coat of sanding sealer, which is pretty much seals up all those little bits and pieces in there and gives it a nice finish as well. This is the underside, so we're not too concerned about how good that looks. I've just the clients asked for a clear finish, so we've got the carbethane clear there, so that'll just bring out the richness of the material itself, which we're not exactly sure what it is as far as the burl goes. But it's a beautiful North Queensland burl. So what we have to do now is get these legs on. I've got one set of legs on, but and I'll go through the procedure with this, but basically we just use these little flange nuts that you drill into the timber and then screw them down. I'll go through that procedure shortly, but I've just edged that out, notched that out just to fit in there nicely. Don't know why, don't really need to, but it gives a really nice finish. The other one is just that little, the client's, this was a gift, a wedding gift actually from friends of theirs, so a little badge there that is going to just notch in there. Even though that's underneath, it's still a reminder of where it come from and the story behind it. So we're looking forward to just getting these legs on now, and we'll proceed to flip it over and do the final finishes on the bottom. It's really looking magnificent. Can't wait to flip it over. So here we go. Okay.
I've just got to see.
All right, so let's go. And it should slot in there nicely.
Good.
Oh, thank you, sir. We're going to polish that up now, make it all good. Really happy with the finish, and my mate here and I are now going to have a beer. So back on the job, we flipped the table over last night and had got a coat of sanding sealer on there. That's designed just to seal everything up before you start putting your clear coat on. We'll move up through the grits with the sander. That's a fine sander there. So we'll go from 120, 150, 220, 400, something like that, just to get that nice finish, clear finish. And yeah, we'll move on. We'll get that on. and get things underway. So right now, let's just give you a look at how we go about things. It won't take you through the whole thing. It's a little bit exciting. But here we go. Put a little bit of moisture on there so you can see what's going to eventuate. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Look at that. That's what we're going to end up with at the end of the day. Just delightful. Back to the drawing board this morning. I'll show you in a little clip as we roll. But after about 8 or 9 coats of poly, this one here, we ended up trying to make an attempt at a wet and dry polish, thinking that would be okay, but obviously a little bit of moisture got trapped in between the seal coats, so it looked like crap. It came out in all blotchy and all the bits and pieces. So it's quite a bit of weather here at the moment in Cairns, tropical North Queensland. So I think the moisture is not helping either, moisture in the air. So what we'll do, I'm taking it all back to bare timber again, and we shall reseal it all with the poly. That's the choice of the client, so that's what they get, a clear coat of poly. As you can see here, we're just resetting everything, starting again. I'll roll this out nice and light this time, because I feel like I might have put it on a bit too thick and it didn't have enough chance to cure properly. So this time I'm just going to roll it on very lightly. You'll probably do 4 or 5 coats now over the next few days, and have that ready for the client next weekend. Thankfully, the client put the job off, took pickup off, delivery up for a couple of weeks, so gave me a little bit of wriggle room to refinish that. As you can see, that's just popping out nicely again, and yeah. We've rescued it, I do believe. As long as this moisture, we can keep this moisture at bay, it'll all be good. I've got fans running everywhere, so that's all we can do. We can't really leave it because tropical North Queensland is going to stay like this now through probably March next year. So after several more coats of the polyurethane, clear coat, and sanding of course, this is the end result. So we're still in the workshop, but we're pretty much done now. Got rid of all that moisture in the timber that eventuated, and yeah, we'll bring it inside and we're done. So to come inside, I've got to get some photos, but that's pretty much it. That's been a bit of a challenge. Yeah, I'd certainly like to take it on again. So if you're looking for any restoration of this sort of thing, give us a call. We're available at Earl Hill Studios. You'll find all the social platforms and the media and everything else. So thanks for watching.